I want to talk to you about the best credit union personal loans for this year with accessible membership requirements, okay? So here are the loans I want you to pay attention to. First, I want you to think about Patelco. So Patelco Credit Union actually is very generous. What we love about Patelco is that they actually are giving you a maximum of $100,000. Not a lot of lenders actually, when it comes to personal loans, not a lot of lenders will give you a loan, an unsecured loan for that matter, for a maximum of $100,000. You have a few. You have SoFi, you have Livestream, and but yeah, and you also have Wells Fargo. But Patelco is really good because they're very flexible in terms of requirements. Okay, membership requirements, but also the loan application requirements. So $300 all the way to $100,000. Okay, so the fastest path to membership here, if you want to go with Patelco, you just want to join the FFA, the Financial Fitness Association, for an $8 annual fee, which Patelco will actually pay for your first year. Okay, so that's pretty. You don't have to live in California. You don't have to work for any company, whatever. You just join the FFA and you are in. Okay, that's pretty good. And so Patelco Credit Union actually is pretty flexible. Okay, you just need to have a verifiable name, email address, birth date rather, and social security number. You got to be at least 18 years old. You got to have a minimum credit score of 580 to a 620. Although they will accept you if you have like anywhere from 575 also. And so you got to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and you got to have at least 30,000 in annual income or an accepted job offer starting within 6 months. Okay, they just want you to have a possibility to repay the loan. And you also got to have a U.S. bank account, okay? And you must not have any bankruptcies in the past 3 years and no delinquent accounts. So this is really pretty straightforward. Nothing really complicated here. And the cool thing is pre-qualification is available. If you were to go with Patelco, you can pre-qualify for this loan. Not a problem. They do have transparent eligibility criteria, no origination fees. You have low minimum, high maximum borrowing amounts. That's really fantastic. And you also have a loan that's available nationwide. If you're looking for the best credit union personal loans with accessibility requirements flexible this year, I want you to think about PenFed. And PenFed is actually a wonderful credit union. And PenFed will give you a loan that go from $600 all the way to $50,000. So PenFed is not giving you a $100,000, but hey, listen, 50 grand is still a lot of cash anyway, okay? And the fastest path to membership, you just want to open a PenFed savings account with a minimum $5 membership. $5 deposit, okay? And PenFed is open to anybody. There is no geo restriction. There is no you got to work for a certain company. You got to be affiliated with a military. PenFed originally was tied to the military, but they actually have shifted a couple of years ago, and nowadays they accept everybody. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are at. It doesn't matter who you work for. It doesn't matter who you're related to. You know, if you have no military affiliation, that's still fine. They'll take you in. Okay, and PenFed Credit Union has some of the lowest starting APRs of any credit union personal loan, and because they charge you 8%, that's pretty good. And terms go up to 5 years, and you can borrow anywhere from, like I said, $600 to $50,000. Okay, and so you can get a PenFed Credit Union personal loan by checking your rate online. So there's a possibility to actually to pre-qualify. You can see if you qualify by going through the soft pull process without actually risking your credit score going down. Okay, and so the good thing is, once you actually go through the soft pull process, you can choose the offer that you like, because PenFed will actually give you a series of a loan, like they'll give of loan. They will show you a series of loan offers, and you have to see which one is actually amenable to you. And once you choose, you'll go through the whole process, and they'll do a hard pull. And if you like what you get, then if they like your application too, you can e-sign your loan documents and receive your funds. Everything can happen within 24 to 48 hours. So that's pretty fast for such a, let's say, a significant institution such as PenFed. So fantastic. The whole process is streamlined, by the way. the application process is pretty streamlined. If you're looking for the best credit union personal loans this year, I want you to really consider Navy Fed. I mean, Navy Fed is the best credit union in the nation anyway. The only thing with Navy Fed is that you gotta have an affiliation with the military, an affiliation to the military. Okay, so Navy Fed actually, in our view, is great for military borrowers. So if you are a military borrower, you will love Navy Fed. And Navy Fed, unlike Penn Fed, wants you to have an affiliation to the military, either geographically, biologically, or professionally. Otherwise, you can't get in. Okay, and so the fastest path to membership: be an active duty service member, a veteran, a retiree, or family member or of someone who has served in the armed forces. So loan amount here, 250 to 50 grand, and also a pretty low APR. You're looking at 9% all the way to 18%. That's a pretty good average. So bottom line is, if you or a family member is affiliated with the military, Navy Fed has various personal loans that are best. They're really best for various categories. Okay, the credit union's general personal loans range from 250 to 50 grand, and here you are looking at a repayment window of 5 years. Plus, Navy Fed has this specialized loan options. You have home improvement loans, have a $25,000 minimum, and terms stretching up to 15 years. You have savings secured loans, have lower APRs because they use your Navy Fed savings account as collateral. You have certificate secured loans. Those loans let you, basically you are able to borrow up to the full amount of your Navy Fed certificate of deposit, your CD, at a rate just 2% higher than your CD's earnings. And you also have military career kickoff loans. Those loans are pretty good because they give military academy juniors, seniors, and officer trainees access to affordable personal loan rates with deferred payment options. So that's really, really, really fantastic. Okay, so you can see that Navy Fed is really, really great for military families, military borrowers in general. So if you are in that category, you want to really think about Navy Fed. If you're looking for the best credit union personal loans this year, I want you to think about Connexus Credit Union. And Connexus is pretty good in the sense that this institution has a lot of flexibility. Okay, can you imagine that? First of all, you have a loan amount that goes from $1,000 to $50,000, but the cool thing about Connexus is that Connexus will take you even if you have a FICO score that's as low as 300. Okay, they will really work with you, but they just want you to be a member for at least 3 months. If you have bad credit, you just need to be a member for 3 months before you actually apply for a loan. Okay, and the fastest path to a membership, you just need to make a one-time $5 donation to the Connexus Association, and you're in. Okay, so that's really good. That's really good. And this credit union also offers 2 types of discounts. You have a 1 percentage point discount for auto pay, and a 1 percentage point discount if you sign up for digital banking and e-statements. So there are also no origination fees or prepayment penalties. Okay, and other ways to qualify for membership are Connexus. If you want to qualify for membership at Connexus, you have to be related to a current member or meet employment, group affiliation, or residence criteria in Illinois, Minnesota, Ohio, or Wisconsin. So this is, if for any reason you're not in those states, you can still be in. You just need to make a one-time $5 donation to the Connexus Association. So when you think about the Connexus, I want you to think about a loan with no origination or prepayment penalty fees. You have optional debt protection plan available. You have a loan that offers 2 types of rate discounts, and you have a loan, an institution, if you will, that's available nationwide. So you don't have to live in those 4 states that I listed a little earlier. You can still qualify for membership if you just donate $5 to the Connexus Association. Now, one thing you have to remember is that a pre-qualification is not available through Connexus. Okay, so once you're ready, they just do a hard pull right away. They don't do a soft pull; they do a hard pull right away. And there's also a higher maximum APR than other lenders especially when you think about a credit union. If you're looking for the best credit union personal loans this year, I want you to think about First Tech Credit Union. And First Tech is kind of interesting in the sense that they have a flexibility, but they have affordability also, because you have APRs starting at 8.94% and going all the way to 18%. I mean, all credit unions are capped at 18% anyway because of a directive from the NCUA. Okay, but 8.94%, that's pretty good for a lower range. So when you think about First Tech, I want you to think about $500 to $50,000. Minimum credit score can go from 560 to 660, depending on where you are at, your state, your city, your county. Now, the fastest path to a membership, you just need to join an eligible association like the FFA or the Computer History Museum. Okay, FFA, Financial Fitness Association. So First Tech, kind of similar to Connexus, is available nationwide. You don't have to live necessarily in Oregon, because this credit union is originally based in Oregon. So membership is open if you work for a partner company, are related to a current member, work for the state of Oregon, or live or work in Lane County, Oregon. But if not, you can just join an eligible association, like I said, like the FFA or the Computer History Museum, and you're in. Okay. So the cool thing is that overall, when you think about First Tech, with this institution, you got a bit more breathing room, because your initial payment is not due until 45 days after you receive the funds. So thinking about that, if you bake that sort of delay into your budget, that's a lot of flexibility. Okay, that's a lot of flexibility. And so you can also buy an optional debt safe payment protection plan that may pause or cancel payments if you pass away, become disabled, or lose your job. And First Tech Credit Union personal loans generally range from $500 to $50,000, but exact minimums and maximum vary by term. Let's say the repayment window. So 2 to 3 years, you have $500 to $35,000. 4 years, $5,000 to $35,000. 5 years, you have $10,000 to $35,000. 6 years, you have $15,000 to $50,000. And 7 years, you have $20,000 all the way to $50,000. I mean, the cool thing is that maximum is always 50 grand, which is really the standard, really, when you think about it. You're looking for the best credit union personal loans with membership accessibility requirements, you have Alliance. I want you to think about Alliance Credit Union. So Alliance actually has a loan amount that's very, 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 very generous. You are looking at $100,000 to, you're looking at $1,000 all the way to $100,000. So that makes Alliance very generous. And you have APRs that starts at 10% and go all the way to 18%. And so this is really good. And the fastest path to membership, you just need to become a digital inclusion advocate with a $5 donation. Alliance will pay the donation for you. Okay. Now there are other ways to actually join this credit union. You can work for a partner company. You can be related to a current member, or you can live or work near its Chicago headquarters. So if you have some kind of geographic affiliation to a state of Illinois, you are really good. Otherwise, just become a digital inclusion advocate with a $5 donation. Okay, and Alliance actually is really good because here is a credit union that's online only. So basically, you don't have to really worry about geo restriction. So online only Alliance Credit Union approves and funds most personal loans on the same day you apply. You must opt for the funds to be deposited into an Alliance savings account for the fastest funding time. Otherwise, it could take a few business days to transfer to another institution. So if you want the cash to be transferred elsewhere, you just have to be patient. But the cool thing is you are going to love the fact that Alliance allows you to borrow anywhere from $1,000 all the way to $100,000 with the terms ranging from 1 to 5 years. Okay, that's really fantastic. And so the thing is, you also have no origination fees. On top of that, Alliance actually gives you a 0.40% auto pay discount, and you have a credit union that's available nationwide. So there is no, again, I want to insist on that, because with credit union, you basically might have this geo restriction, but you don't have it with the Alliance. So that's fantastic. If you're looking for the best credit union personal loans this year with membership flexible, I want you to think about NASA Federal Credit Union. And NASA is really great in the sense that they have a good APR that starts at 9%, but NASA is not really great in terms of generosity. So NASA will cap you at $30,000, not 100,000. Can you imagine? They're doing a one third lower than what Align is offering. So NASA is giving you a 1,000 all the way to 30 grand. So the fastest path to membership is to receive a complimentary 1-year National Space Society membership. But yeah, fantastic. Now the cool thing also is that if you are borrowing a personal loan for debt consolidation, NASA Fed will use your loan funds to directly pay off your creditors, or you can receive the money via direct deposit and pay the debts off yourself. NASA FCU has a pre-qualification form on its website, so you can view offers before you apply. This is really good. You just need to input the following information: your name, address, birth date, citizenship status, income, employment type, rent, or mortgage payment. That's really fantastic. So this pre-qualification is really good. So because you have a soft pull process, and there is no origination fee. There are no prepayment penalty fees, and you can apply with a co-borrower. So this is really good. And also NASA is available nationwide. So that's really fantastic. Okay, but just remember that the maximum loan limit is lower than other lenders. I mean, 30 grand. That's really where they're stopping you at. That's a little low in our view. But overall, when you think about overall, NASA Federal is a pretty flexible institution. So let me give you an overview here. When you think about our picks, you have a good list from Patelco to PenFed to NavyFed to Connexus to First Tech to Align to NASA. You have a pretty good roundup. And if you want to qualify for a credit union personal loan, think first about membership. Then think about your credit score. And also you want to verify your income, because they will verify your income. And you also want to pay attention to your DTI ratio, your debt to income ratio. So you want to have as low as possible. Like if you have 30% or 35% of DTI ratio, you are really good to go. I mean, the lower the better. That's the thing. And if you want to really, you want to also see that they have a pre-qualification process in place, because if you can really preserve your FICO score, why not do it, right? Why go through a hard pull right away instead of going through the soft pull first and then go through the hard pull? But the thing is that if for any reason you cannot get a personal loan at a credit union, you can also try a bank, or even better, you can try an online lender. Like, you have a lot of fintechs nowadays, like SoFi or Upgrade or Upstart. They really give you a lot of loans at very good rates, and also they also have flexible terms and conditions. If you have bad credit, you can still qualify. So what I'm trying to say is that you have a lot of options, and you should use those options. That's something to really think about. So the bottom line here in today's conversation, I spoke to you about the best credit union personal loans. I spoke about the loans, and I give you the overview afterwards. So the loans, you have Patelco, PenFed, NavyFed, Connexus, First Tech, Align, and NASA. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.